Are you realizing that the midway part of the year is here and those goals that you set for yourself back in December and January are kind of starting to either come to life and become reality, or they're passing you by? I know that this is always a time of year that I reflect on where I wanted to go this year and how close to that I'm looking like I'm going to be hitting it. So I am going to take time in this video to help you get back on track if your social media is not where you want it to be right now. So today we're going to work on planning the last 6 months of your social media strategy. So that way by December, you can just be rocking around the Christmas tree without having to worry about your social media, and it's going to be achieving your goals for you. Let's jump into this. Before we do, I'm Erin. I'm the founder of Saltivity Studio, and I am all about making social media mindful and aligned to the way that you work. So if that sounds like something you're into, please be sure to subscribe to our channel, turn on the notification bell, and give a little like to this video. Also, I respond to comments, so anything that you drop down below, I will be happy to answer your questions with. This is what I use to help people plan for 6 months on their social media. This is a free offering that we offer at Saltivity Studio, and I'll drop the link below so that way you can just grab it and fill it out for yourself. First thing you want to do when you're planning the next 6 months of your social media strategy is set up your goals. What are you really looking to accomplish, and what is your social media's intention? A lot of times people will say, oh, well, I want to sign 5 new clients, or I want to do things that aren't 100% social media's job or responsibility. So you always have to remember that, marketing is more about the connection, the creating the relationships, the building the trust, and sales is a lot more of a complex process. There's a lot more that goes into what you're doing, from the marketing's top of the funnel. The sales comes down to the middle of the funnel and the bottom of the funnel. So if it's part of your sales goals, you can put that, but you want to be a little bit more tangible in saying, okay, in order to achieve 5 new clients by the end of 2024, I need to make real connections with at least 30 new people, or whatever that average conversion rate is for you, where you get to know your ideal clients, you build trust with them, and you bring them through your sales funnel through social media. So make sure that when you are setting this up, you're setting this up to be attainable for the long run. You're going to be able to measure your goals each month. And I'm going to give you a little breakdown of what to expect over the next 6 months too, because it's not all just one big upward trajectory to achieving your goals. This is social media. There's a lot of things you can't control with it. So set your goals and make sure that they're measurable, and make sure that they are marketing goals versus your big business goals. And you can, of course, set your big business goals too. Just make sure you know which one social media is going to help you achieve. So then we want to start by making sure that this aligns to us. What platforms really align with you and your dream clients? What's the best way that you can show up? A lot of people will say that TikTok, oh, that's the easiest one to grow my following, so that's where I want to be. But if TikTok doesn't lead to people converting into your funnel to sign up for your emails, to allow you to nurture them, but LinkedIn does, maybe that's where you want to put your efforts for the next 6 months to see what can really happen when you go all in on a platform that might not be as gratifying to the vanity metrics, but will be much more gratifying to the bottom line, which ultimately will be much more gratifying to your pocketbook. Think about that. Which platforms do you really want to go all in on? How often do you need to show up on them, or do you want to show up on them? The thing is, TikTok, you need to show up a lot more than you do on LinkedIn. LinkedIn, if you post 2 to 3 times a week, that's a great solid strategy and gives you time to, really foster those connections, to deepen those connections, and you don't have to create as much content. Whereas TikTok, you need to crank it out, multiple short format videos per day. And what features are you going to be using? If you love showing up on video and you hate writing, then you're going to want to lean into a video strategy, maybe YouTube, maybe TikTok. But if you love writing and you cannot stand showing up on video, maybe you want to lean into blogs and use Pinterest. Maybe you want to show up on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn through text posts. You can show up however it is most comfortable to you, but the best way to make this happen is to lean into what works for you, because if you hate doing it, you're never going to achieve it for 6 months. Come up with how often you're going to post, what platforms you're going to be on, and what features you're going to be using. And think about your audience. What platforms are they on? How often are they on their phones? How often do they expect to see from you? And what are they doing when they're going on their social media to interact with you? Are they looking for a 5-minute YouTube video, or are they looking for a 12-second reel? What is their time span? How often are they on their phones? Do they love their phone? Do they hate their phone? What is their relationship with social media? That's going to also determine how you can best connect with them. If they just want sound bites, you can do that really easily and effectively through text-based posts. Now, you also want to look at the rest of the year. What's going on? What holidays do you have? What do you have sales coming up? Do you have events? Do you have webinars? Do you have launches? Anything that is going to play a role in what you're trying to push each month, you want to make sure is mapped out for the next 6 months now. And if you're going on vacation, if you are going to be out of the office, if you are having a baby, if you have a friend that's having a baby and you want to go support them with that, whatever it is, you want to make sure that you're able to mindfully navigate your social media and just prepare it ahead of time so it keeps going while you are away from your business. You don't have to post in the moment. Scheduling it, getting ahead of it is actually a really great plan to keep up with the consistency. And consistency ultimately is the biggest factor in terms of achieving your social media goals. Now, the next part we want to do is come up with content pillars. The content pillars are going to be your main topics so that we're going to work on creating a roadmap so you always know what to post about. The content pillars, I like to describe them as the topics of your business they're the foundation. You could probably get up and give a 30-minute speech on all 4 of these content pillars right now with no preparation, and you'd do amazing at it. I'm going to give this example for maybe a yoga and meditation business. The first pillar I always recommend using as your business pillar, because we tend to go one of 2 ways with our posting on social media. Either we lean really hard into the business and all we talk about are our promotions, our events, our upcoming things, our sales, getting sales, things about the business. Or we never talk about those things and people have no idea how they can work with us. So we just want to incorporate the business into the general flow of posts. So that way it's normal for you to talk about the business, for you to talk about ways to work with you. And it's normal for you to talk about educational content, about the heart and soul of what you do. You want to entertain a little bit. You want to inspire a little bit. You put all of these together. And now it's this beautiful strategy that supports your ideal clients where they are and shows them how you can transform them within your business to get them to where they want to be. Always put your business as one of the pillars. And under that, we're going to put the details of what goes into that pillar. So if this is business and we're using this for a yoga and meditation business, I would say, yoga classes, upcoming events, the heart and soul, the why behind the business, about me. If I'm the teacher, I want people to know my training, my education, my background in all things yoga. So that way they realize that I am an expert and they trust me. Anything else that you would want to really focus about your business. Generally a business pillar, I would say, if you have a website, anything that is on your website, you want to translate into your social media posts. Services, offerings, freebies, all of those things can go into your business pillar. Now we have these 3 other ones. You don't have to use 3, you can use 2, you can use 6, whatever works for your business. But so doing this for a yoga and meditation one, the next one I would come up with would probably be yoga. I want to talk about yoga. I want to talk about the type of yoga I'm doing. I want to talk about the benefits of yoga. I want to talk about the history of yoga. I want to talk about, certain yoga poses and anything else that really stands out. Then here I would come and do a meditation one, and again, talk about the benefits of meditation, the breath work along with meditation, any science-based evidence maybe with it. Put in all of those types of topics that you would want to talk about under your meditation one. And then for pillar 4, maybe it's self-care, or maybe this could be a more inspiring mindfulness type of pillar. It really depends on what your business is and what is at the core of your business. So that's where I would start, is coming up with your content pillars. And now we're going to come up with a content strategy. We want to educate people. We want to entertain people, because think about it. When you go on social media, why are you going there? A lot of times it's because we're bored. We want to turn off our brains. We want to procrastinate. We want to be entertained. We're not necessarily looking for a deep dive into the complexities of social media, in my case, or yoga in the example that we're giving. We want people to see our posts and not just feel like they're in a classroom. Does that make sense? Where we are educating them, but there's a term, edutainment, where you kind of educate and entertain them, where you want to make that connection of being really relatable in terms of, I see where you are. I have all this knowledge and expertise. I can help you. This is how I can help you. But that relatable factor makes it a little bit more entertaining, because we've all been there when your mind is racing in a meditation and you're like, I need to buy new socks. I need to go to the grocery store. Wait, where did I put that yellow pen? I don't remember where that went. Oh my gosh, my husband needs that later. What am I going to do? We've all been there. But when you can combine the two, you can make it relatable and educate and entertain at the same time. Empowering. People really love inspiration, empowerment on social media, to make them feel like they're not stuck, like they can do it. Whatever it is, whatever offering you have, you can lift them up. And that's an amazing part of social media. So leaning into that. And then engaging posts. This is the heart and soul of social media, where we often just want to shout into social media, and it feels like we're shouting into a void. I hear that so many times that I feel like I'm shouting into a void. That's not what the intention is on social media. The first word of the concept is the heart and soul of it. It's social. It's creating connections. It's getting to know people. I have made some of the most amazing friends through social media all over the world because I was social, because I found somebody that lifted me up, that inspired me, that entertained me, that, educated me. And I went, this is a person I want to know. So I worked on creating relationships with them, and they've become friends, they've become clients, they've just become amazing resources for me in life. So you want to make sure that at the heart and soul of what you're doing, you're being social. As an introvert, I completely understand it can be a lot, and it can be awful to have to make small talk in the DMs. I don't really do that very well. And you don't have to do it in a way that doesn't work for you. For me, it's realizing that this person and I have something in common, and it's saying, hey, let's jump on a coffee chat and see if this is, a relationship worth cultivating. And then we want to put it all together. We want to come up with what days we're going to be posting, what type of posts, and put them all in the calendar. So then you would just go through and say, okay, my goal is to post 3 times a week. I'm going to post Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm going to, plan out when I have my events, when I have my vacations, when I have my certain focuses that I want to talk about each month. And from there, I want to just put that into my calendar. You can print out 6 of these pages or just map it out, put it in a digital calendar, whatever works for you, and just map it out. And so then you're going to know, okay, on Monday, we're going to talk about yoga. We're going to talk about the history of Hatha yoga. And then on Wednesday, I'm going to tell them about my experience as a yoga teacher going through my first 200-hour training. And here we're going to talk about meditation, and we're going to talk about the scientific benefits of meditation. Next week, I know exactly. And this kind of gets you in that mindset of knowing what you're going to be posting. You can use AI to give you post prompts. I say post prompts, I don't say captions. You need to be infused in your messaging, in your marketing, and AI is not there. You use that to get the post ideas, to get the post inspiration. Put into ChatGPT or whatever program you use and say, I want to write a post about the scientific benefits of meditation, but can you give me a more interesting prompt that will speak to a woman between the ages of 45 and 65 on Instagram who has a family, who has kids. You want to have all of that information with it. So that way, when you put it in there, then it'll give you that more emotion-based response that you can really tap into when you're writing your post. So that's how I go about planning the next 6 months of content for clients, and that's how I go about helping people plan this out for themselves. Again, this is linked below, and if you have any questions about it, I would love to connect with you. This is all right here. You can book a coffee chat with me. You can, connect with me on social media. I'm here for the dreamers. I want you to succeed. I want you to build your dream and have it come to life. So this is for you to help you plan 6 months of content and be consistent on social media. I've been being consistent on social media for the past 6 months, and I will tell you, the change in my social media from January to July is exactly what I wanted it to be. Your first month on social media with a new strategy in place, your numbers are going to look amazing. It's going to be so exciting because all these people are engaging with your new content. They're excited to see you. They maybe haven't seen your face in quite a while. So all of your numbers are going to go green. Everything's going to look great. Amazing. And that's great to get that momentum going. The second month is the hardest month. It's the worst month. I hate this month. Every time we get there with a new client, I just want to kick it into action. So in month 2, your numbers kind of stagnate. And it's not because you're doing anything wrong. It's just because in that month, now the people who have already been following you are used to seeing you showing up every day in this new way. So they're not going to just give you the like for seeing your face anymore. You're going to have to give them a little more to get that like. Your content needs to keep developing and evolving, and you also need to just keep on going through this month too. Stick to your plan, stick to your strategy, and push through to get to month 3. In month 3, that's usually where I start to see glimmers. These are what I call those little just pops that happen on your social media. All of a sudden, if you've been getting a certain amount of views on your reels, all of a sudden you have one that's about 10 times more than your standard one. If you have been getting, 50 to 100 new followers, maybe this month you got 200, 250 new followers. It's not going to be consistent. It's not going to be every single post suddenly is doing better. It's going to be, this post did a little bit better. And you go back to your status quo from month 2, and then you go, that one did a little bit better. And it just keeps building. So that way, when month 4 comes around, you're going to really start to see more momentum throughout more of your posts. And then by month 5, month 6, that's where the momentum should really take off. And that's going to put you right at the holidays. Perfect. This is your sign to do it now. When you get to month 5, month 6, this is where, if it isn't coming together, you're going to know it. If you're still seeing red, if you're still seeing stagnancy, you got to change your strategy. But this is also the month that I've had clients just go mega viral, where everything clicks together, and everything in between. You're not necessarily guaranteed to go viral in month 5, month 6. You're never guaranteed to go viral. And the thing is you probably don't even want to go viral. You want to get people who are going to convert to customers, and not every business is really set up for viral strategy to work. So month 5, month 6, that's where the momentum comes. Always remember to look back at your analytics to when you're having those moments of it's not working, it's not worth it showing up and putting in all this effort. Look back at your analytics. However far away you are from the time you started, keep going back to that time period and say, oh, actually, I have gained new followers. Actually, I have reached new people. Actually, I have gotten more engagement. Remember to look back at your analytics and get through month 2. It's the hardest, I promise. Good things are on the other end of it. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Download the 6-month planner down below. Set up a coffee chat with me if you'd like to book a time. And I wish you all the best for the rest of 2024.